Hi, everyone.
Hey!
Let us know if you can hear us.
Hopefully. We're ready to do the last 3 chapters of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
That's right. This is it. Let's see what happens. So, chapter 16. The Chamber of Secrets.
Oh my goodness. So all those times they were in that girl's bathroom and they had no clue that she was just 3 toilets away. That's what Ron says. Oh, and they could have asked who. Who was it?
That's why you don't discount women. You always ask.
And who are we talking about?
Moaning Myrtle.
Mm-hmm.
Myrtle Warren, I think her last name is.
Was it Warren?
I think she's actually Warren.
I don't know.
She has a last name.
Yes.
She gained one somewhere along the way.
She did have one.
But they can't think all about the toilet because they're probably told they have exams in, what was it?
1st of June.
Week-
1 week from that day. What?
Could you guys imagine still being in school in June?
And not only that, but
Most
having
of
all this stuff with the monster going on. It's like, what? No.
Most of the world does that. They go in later and then get. The British system is 6 weeks, 2 weeks off, 6 weeks, 2 weeks off. Except for the summer holidays where they get 6 weeks off.
Right. And we have the 9 weeks with random breaks in between every 9 weeks.
It's like random, yeah.
Just a little bit odd. Just a little different.
Yeah.
And they have end of the year exams every year.
Mm-hmm.
This year's no different, monster or not.
Exactly.
Apparently.
And McGonagall says, the exams will therefore take place as usual, and I trust you are all studying hard.
Of course, McGonagall said
Yeah.
that. Everybody else is worried about what's going on in the castle.
And you think anybody's studying hard?
I don't know.
Not even Hermione. She's petrified.
Oh, that was too soon. Too soon, Katie.
Oh, no.
Well, I'm sure Percy is, but Percy doesn't count.
Yeah.
Right. I
Yeah.
don't know that Percy actually has to study all that much. I wonder, like, does he just sit there and polish his prefect badge, head boy badge, all night?
Yeah.
And I think they would have done their O levels and A levels by this point. So
Right.
those would be done. This would just be the end of school year exams.
So if you
Right.
take those, if you take the OWLs and the NEWTs, do you have to take another exam, or is that it?
No,
I
they
think
count.
that's it.
They
Okay.
count.
Yep.
Your O levels and A levels count.
Yeah.
Well,
And
that's
so
good.
then Ron is like going, and can you imagine me taking exams with this? And he's holding up his poor broken wand,
Oh,
Still
Which-
broken.
which started whistling.
Yeah.
The
And it's
wand
like,
just starts
"No."
whistling.
It's blown bubbles. It's
Yes, it
done
does.
slugs. It's whistled.
It's
This
just
one might be
sparks and-
broken.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
This wand might be a children's toy.
Mm-mm-mm. And then 3 days before the first exam, Professor McGonagall makes another announcement at breakfast. And guess what? Professor Sprout has told her that the mandrakes are ready for cutting at last. And so tonight we'll be able to revive those people who have been petrified.
Yay!
Yay!
Hermione!
All right.
Draco doesn't look happy though.
No.
Of course not. He can't
No.
be happy when good things are happening. I don't know why.
Nope.
And then Ron does say it should be kinder to not wake Hermione up till after exams.
Yeah.
Right?
Because she's going to go, I haven't studied.
Not that she needed to.
No.
And then Ginny comes over and wants to tell them something.
And she doesn't know how. And Ron keeps saying, well, what? Come on.
She's kind of upset about it.
Yep.
But Percy
And-
sends her along, right?
Yeah.
Yep, I need that seat. Get out of the way. because apparently the couch tables are not big enough.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
The hole is only, what, 40 feet long?
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of room, Percy.
Yeah. So she jumps up and scampers away. So we don't know what she wanted to say.
But she's just a little sister.
Yeah.
Not gonna worry about her.
Nope.
I hear you, all those little sisters out there. I am here for you. I understand. Nobody paid attention to us. And now look at where we are. We're amazing.
But Percy says he knows what Ginny was gonna say because he was spotted doing something.
Oh, let's see.
And Ginny was not supposed to tell anybody. And Ron tries to get it out of Percy, and Percy says he's starving and refuses to say what he was doing.
Typical
So
boy.
now we all wonder, what could he have been doing?
And that
We
can't be
don't
what
know.
Ginny actually wanted to say. I mean,
We don't know if that's what Ginny
Well,
wanted
if
to
she
say.
was that upset, why would it have been about Percy? Percy, stop being so
Ah.
narcissistic.
Yeah,
Not everything's about you, bud.
Yeah.
and let's see. Then we run into Gilderoy, who's very disturbed about how the school is being run right now, apparently.
Yes.
He's it's definitely Hagrid who did it, and how dare he stay up all night, and really poor Lockhart. He's had a hard life. He's been up all
Yes,
night,
he-
hasn't curled his hair.
Poor
Oh,
man.
no. I'm telling you. I
I mean, I feel pretty rough when I haven't curled my hair, but I just find some kind of ponytail holder and get on with
Yeah,
it.
there you go.
Come
there
on
you
now.
go. That's right. That's right. So Ron and Harry want to go and have another look at the girls' bathroom. But guess what happens? Uh-oh. Professor McGonagall sees them.
But they they're definitely in for it immediately. They know they're in trouble. She's definitely gonna get them. But they've got a pretty clever way of getting her sympathy.
Yeah.
They were just gonna go see Hermione.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that's what they
And-
come up with.
Yep. And tell Hermione that she's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Which Madame Pomfrey's like, there's literally no point to that.
No.
She can't hear you, is what she says.
But they had to go and do that because that's the story they came up with, to tell Professor McGonagall what they were doing in the hallway there.
Of course, the question is petrification like a coma?
Is it?
Can you
Could
hear?
she possibly have heard? I think you can.
I don't know. We never actually are told.
No, I don't think they know anything. They're like a statue. That's how they describe them.
Yeah, but I think that if there's brain activity, I think that it might even influence their dreams a little bit, you know. If they're just hanging out, their imagination's got to be running wild.
Maybe.
And in Greek mythology, I think the people who were turned into stone by the Gorgons still knew time was passing.
Ooh, that would be
Ooh.
terrible.
If I remember correctly.
Ooh, that would be
It's been
terrible.
a while since I've read that part of Greek mythology, but I think they knew time was passing. Couldn't do
Oh,
anything
my
about it. 'cause they were
goodness.
stone.
Ah.
Reasons not to go play with Gorgons.
Yeah, don't do that.
Snake-haired ladies. No.
No.
Don't play with that. Let's see here.
All right, so they visit Hermione, and what does Harry see? He sees something.
Her
clutched
hand must
in
be
her
like
hand.
that.
And
Absolutely.
Stuck.
so, Harry was sure he was going to tear it. While Ron kept watch, he tugged and he twisted, and at last, after several tense minutes, the paper came free. It was a page torn from a very old library book.
Don't do it.
Nope.
Don't do it.
Nope.
We will take a copy of it. We will do something.
That's right. Or you can write down the words that you need.
Right. We'll take a picture of it. We got cell phones now.
That's right. That's right.
Didn't
Don't
have
tear-
cell phones then, though.
don't
not
tear
very big.
pages
not,
out of my
not
books.
picture phones anyway.
No.
There's no excuse now. Do not pretend to be Hermione in that case. We can't do it.
No.
I will
no.
come after you.
Yeah.
And she even wrote on a book, too.
How dare she?
She must have done that after the library.
Mm.
Because there are definitely rumors you write on those books, it doesn't go well.
I mean, if it's
No.
your book, that's a different story.
Yes.
But at the library, please
No.
don't mess with our
No,
books.
no, you don't.
We get protective about them.
Because everyone else wants to read them
That's
too.
right.
So, yep, that's why you have to be very careful and be good to the books that you borrow.
That's right.
Yes.
But either way, Hermione's when in doubt, go to the library moment was that she figured out it was a basilisk or the king of snakes.
Oof.
Ooh.
Which of course is nothing like the Muggle basilisk, which is about that big and runs on water. A little tiny Jesus lizard. That's their other name. But no, this is the evil basilisk, giant serpent that will
Lives for hundreds of years.
murderous glare, venomous fangs.
Spiders flee before it.
Right.
And roosters are fatal to it.
Yeah,
And it's
the
moving
crow and
in the
rooster.
Victorian plumbing. Ooh.
Ah,
That's just
because
Although
that
you don't want to
was-
go in the Hogwarts bathrooms now.
that was what Hermione discovered, and that's why she wrote pipes. One word. And so that's when Harry figures out he knows why he's been hearing this voice and why he can understand it, because it's talking parcel tongue.
Because it's literally a giant snake.
Snake. Ah.
Mm-hmm.
And then they figure out all the rest too.
Well, if it kills people by looking at them, why is nobody dead?
Because Colin Creevy saw it through his camera lens,
That's
right?
right.
Remember, it burnt up the film. It just
And what did Hermione and Penelope have in
they
their hands?
used a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
And
What
then,
about the cat?
well,
Mrs.
they
Norris?
think it was that giant puddle. Remember all the water that had been splashed out on the floor?
That's right.
Myrtle. Always Myrtle.
Always Myrtle.
Definitely.
And Justin, he saw the basilisk through Nearly Headless Nick.
And nearly headless Nick couldn't die again. He's literally a ghost.
But even he got knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
Which brings a question that I think someone on the internet said, which is how do you give Polyjuice Potion to a ghost?
Is it Polyjuice Potion?
The mandrake
The
juice.
mandrake,
Yeah,
yes,
juice,
the
sorry.
mandrake,
Do you
yes.
spritz it?
Because they can't eat.
Probably. You have to sort of mist it over him. Maybe you have to mist him with it, you know.
There's a movie scene they skipped. That would have been perfect to watch.
That would have been gold.
It would just this mist over Nearly
Just,
Headless Nick. And he would have got, what?
Just Madame Pomfrey, just like...
Or she sprinkles on him like magic dust.
Oh, it could be, yeah.
Could be,
And he's
could be.
played by John Cleese, so it would have been much more amazing than that.
Oh, that would have been great. It would have
There
been
would have
great.
been a Monty Python skit somewhere around there in that scene.
Oh, goodness.
Okay, so we figured out nobody died.
And
Hermione asked the question, and then Ron has his moment of brilliance
Mm-hmm.
and figures out that the pipes. So what if the entrance is in a bathroom?
Because the snake is in the pipes.
Yeah.
Well, what bathroom
And the
have we been?
right, and the sign that the Chamber of Secrets is open,
Mm-hmm.
where was that?
Right outside a bathroom.
It sure was.
Mhm.
Why
And-
not?
Yep.
What bathroom has played a huge role in this book?
And frequently out of order.
Yeah.
Oh, morning, Myrtle.
Moaning
Why does everything happen to
Myrtle.
her?
Oh, golly. Oh.
Poor thing. She has a rough afterlife.
And
Yeah.
then we try and do the right thing, and we go to the staff room to tell McGonagall and the teachers, waiting
Mhm.
for the 10 minutes till break.
But they get scared because
No,
somebody
but-
comes in.
Well, no, but
That's
no,
it.
no signal ever
Yeah.
came.
So
Oh,
the
that's right, that's
classes
right.
didn't end.
Instead, echoing through the corridors came Professor McGonagall's voice, magically magnified. All students to return to their house dormitories at once. All teachers return to the staff room immediately, please. So now what's going on?
Oh, it wasn't they got scared. They wanted to listen. That's what it
yes,
was.
Yeah.
yes,
They wanted to be nosy,
They did.
and
yeah.
they didn't have the cloak with them this time. So they hid in the teacher's clothes.
Yes, They hid
He
in the,
spends a great deal of time hiding under cloaks.
He sure
so
does.
they hid in the wardrobe because
Which
then
didn't-
they were going to tell the teachers what they
Yeah.
found out, but they wanted to hear
Mhm.
what was going on. Which, of course, is what you want to do, right?
Yeah.
Right?
And sadly, it didn't go to Narnia.
Nope.
Oh,
No.
no.
Just teachers' cloaks.
Yep.
And that's where they found out that a girl had been taken to the chamber.
Oh, no. Mm-mm-mm. Who was it?
Well, it would have been enough just to be anyone, but it had to be a Weasley.
Oh.
Ginny Weasley was taken to the Chamber of Secrets.
No.
And the message was... What's the message?
Her skeleton will lie in the chamber forever.
Terrifying.
Oh.
And they're going to send everybody home, end of the school.
All right, so we got a plan. We're about to move out. And then...
But then Lockhart comes in.
Lockhart
and he
comes
says,
in.
"What have I missed?"
And he
And they
doesn't-
tell him, well, all the teachers look at him and say, "Well, didn't you tell me you were sure you knew what was inside it?" Piped up Professor Flitwick. "Did I? I don't recall." "I certainly remember you saying you were sorry you hadn't had a crack at the monster before Hagrid was arrested," said Snape.
Oh, even Snape is on it.
Oh. So Lockhart stares around at his stony-faced colleagues. I really never... You may have misunderstood. Nope. Uh-oh.
We'll leave you to it, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Lead you to
Uh-oh.
your chance to
Tonight
tackle
will be an excellent time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, and what do you think Lockhart's thinking? Oh,
I don't think so.
Hi, exactly.
he's
That's
gonna
probably
go-
what he's thinking is, I don't think so.
Yeah, so Lockhart's going to go get ready to tackle the monster, and McGonagall says, "That got him out of our hair."
Yep. So all the teachers knew.
Yeah.
All the teachers knew what was going on.
How horrible was he that all the teachers,
Every single one.
every one of them,
Yes.
was more than happy to hand him to the monster.
But the boys, they're ready to go and help. They're like, well, if he's going to take a crack at it, we need to tell him what we know.
Yep.
So they go and
Yep.
they find him, and they're going to tell him, and they find him in a very compromising position, stuffing his belongings into his...
Trunks?
Trunks?
Yes.
Yep. As fast as
I'm
possible.
like, what?
What does he say? What's his
says-
excuse?
Urgent, unavoidable, gotta go. He doesn't actually give one.
No, he doesn't give one.
He just gotta go.
That's
Sorry.
right. He just says urgent call, unavoidable, gotta go. And then when Ron asks him, "What about my sister?" "Well, as to that, most unfortunate." I'm like, really?
That's not okay.
Come on, Lockhart.
That's not okay, Professor.
Hey. And Harry says to him, "You're the defense against the dark arts, teacher." And then Lockhart mutters, "I must say, when I took the job, nothing in the job description he didn't expect."
What is that job description?
Yeah.
What do you write as the...
Must have a wand and be willing to hang out with the kids for about a year.
Yeah.
Well,
You're
there's
good.
there's
That's
a,
all you need, apparently.
There is a YouTube video where, Dumbledore and whatever, doing a Defense Against the Dark Art interview, and they're both quite, I'm going to say hippie. They're a little past that. But, and Dumbledore's two questions are, do you hate children? The guy goes, yes. And are you working for Voldemort? And the guy goes, yes. He's like, hired. And then the different times you're like, is that the criteria for the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher?
Apparently.
We're pretty sure it is.
Apparently.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, and here, I want to show the illustration. This is just the Hogwarts
At dusk?
at
probably?
dusk, kind of. I'm trying to get it to where you
Ooh.
can see it without all of
Without
the
the
glare, but I
glare.
don't think I can get it.
Does that make it better or worse?
I don't know. I can't tell. But it's just the top of the castle at dusk.
Yes.
And then let's see. You're running away after all the stuff you did in the books. Books can be misleading.
And they can.
You wrote them. Dear boy, my books wouldn't sell nearly as well if people didn't think I'd done all those things.
Huh. So he lied
I'm
about
gonna
all
go.
the things?
I'm gonna have to go and move those from nonfiction to the fiction section.
Ay, 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 ay.
Let's see. So there was work involved. He tracked them down, asked them what they did, and then put a memory charm on them.
So he was a researcher.
Yes. One thing he prides himself on is his memory charm.
Because he
only
made
things you
them forget that they did it, and he took. Oh no! Come on.
All the credit. All the credit. Why?
No.
Well, the boys have had it.
This is
So
sad
now,
for Ravenclaw.
That's
I
when.
object.
That's when he decides that there's only one thing left. And what do you think he's gonna plan on doing?
He's gonna have to make the boys forget
That's
that
right.
they ever had this conversation.
Clear their memories.
And Harry uses his favorite spell again.
Harry bellows.
Mhm.
Expelliarmus.
Thank you, Professor Snape.
There we go.
Only
exactly.
thing he taught. Only thing.
Literally the only thing.
He
Yep.
taught him several things.
Well, and
That
what
one
a
Harry
Venusaur
remembers.
is,
Well, yes, and all the potion stuff is
but that's later.
handy.
We'll figure that out
That's
later.
handy.
The only one Harry ever admits, Snape. taught him. And then Lockhart goes, I don't know anything. There's nothing I can do to help. You're in luck. We know what's there. We know where it is. We know what's inside. Let's go.
Yep. And they take off and they
That's it.
take the teacher hostage. Don't do it. Don't try this at home, kids.
Nope.
And then, let's see. We run into Myrtle. And what do you want this time? To ask you how you died. She suddenly looked like she'd never been asking such a flattering question. She blushes. She speaks with relish.
It's like,
Myrtle.
oh, how did I do my hair?
Oh,
How did I
how
die?
did I die? Oh. Oh
Bless
my
her heart.
gosh. Myrtle. Oh.
She's so excited though. This is the first time people
Oh
have
my
asked her this, and
First time anyone
No, tell-
cared of her
Right?
in 50 years.
Mm-mm-mm.
I think somebody said that maybe said in one of the later books that it took hours for someone to find her body.
yep. I think
Yeah,
that's
she
a
sat-
movieism
Yeah, I
too.
think
She
I
sat
think-
next to her body for hours and just like, okay, that's
Mm.
really depressing.
That is depressing.
Yeah.
But one time, one of my friends had to go to the restroom during class. She turned a lovely shade of green.
Oh,
I
no.
think it was after 10 minutes the teacher went, "Can someone please go check on her?"
Right.
So please, if someone does green, go check on them about 10 minutes, not hours and hours later.
No.
But yeah, she was crying, and someone came in speaking a different language, but it was a boy. Told him to go away, and as she opened the door to the cubicle, she died.
Just died.
She says, I just remember seeing a pair of great big yellow eyes.
Yellow eyes.
Oh, wow. Mm-mm-mm.
And the
Where did
eye-
they come from? Where were the eyes, Myrtle?
Ah,
Somewhere there.
somewhere there.
Somewhere there.
Somewhere.
So the boys run over to wherever somewhere there is.
The sink in front of her toilet.
Yep.
High Victorian sink. And scratch on the side of the copper pipes. Not used anymore.
Mhm.
We don't use copper anymore.
Was a tiny snake.
And the
And
tap never
Myrtle
worked.
says that tap has never worked. Yes.
And somehow Harry just knows what he's got to do to it.
Well, Ron says, say something in parcel tongue.
Oh, that's right. Because
Yeah.
Ron, who actually knows something other than, what the movies lead you to believe, suggests it.
Yeah. Yep.
Let's see. And it takes him a minute, but the minute he says it in parcel tongue, the sink moves and drops away, leaving a large pipe wide enough for a man to slide into the depths of Hogwarts.
Oh my gosh. Can you
Oh,
imagine?
maybe it didn't look like.
Oh. And so that's where they go down the
Oh.
pipe.
Like a little. That's not little. That's a big tunnel.
No, that's a big
It
tunnel.
widens out.
Yeah.
They make Lockhart go first
Of course. That's what he's there for.
and end up under the lake in dark, slimy walls. Oh,
Yes.
Oh, it's gross
gross.
looking, guys.
Yeah, and that's when they see that thing too.
The skin.
That's the skin of the basilisk. Ooh, huge. Yikes. The light slid over a gigantic snakeskin of vivid poisonous green. Ooh.
I thought snake skins were supposed to be like dried and like a
Yep, yep.
paper color.
The creature that had shed it must have been 20 feet long at least. Ah!
That's huge. I'm not here for
Ah.
Sometimes you can see a faint outline of the color. But
Yeah.
It wouldn't be well,
Well, it makes me think: is the skin poisonous?
oh, let's
No.
not find out. That's one of those you don't touch it.
Let's just not touch it. Let's just keep going.
All right.
But oh no, something's wrong with Lockhart.
Nope.
Just
He
kidding.
grabs,
Just kidding.
he grabs Ron's wand.
Yep.
Ay, 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 ay,
He
ay.
just grabs his wand
Yep.
and he's like, "Well, I've got the upper hand now."
Say
this-
goodbye to your memories, and he yells, "Obliviate!" And there's this big bang, and what happens?
Because isn't this the same one that was whistling earlier?
Yep.
It's
Yep.
blowing bubbles.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, that's something they do very well in the movie. You see the spell, go down the wand, hit the sellotape, and go
Mhm.
backwards so fast. You're like, okay.
And the wand exploded with the force of a small bomb.
Oh wow.
Harry flung his arms over his head and ran, slipping over the coils of snakeskin out of the way of great chunks of tunnel ceiling that were thundering to the floor. The next minute, he was alone on one side with
Mhm.
this huge, solid wall of broken rock. And he's shouting, "Ron, are you okay?" "I'm here," came Ron's muffled voice from behind the rock wall. "I'm okay. This Git's not, though. He got blasted by the wand."
Katie, what does Git?
Oh, it means like idiot.
Yeah, idiot.
Oh,
Okay.
Got it. Just thought I'd ask. I haven't asked yet. I thought I'd
like,
ask.
it's like an idiot.
Idiot.
Uh-oh. So now Harry's stuck on the other side. Ron can't get to him.
And they can't stay there all day.
No,
or...
because he's worrying about if Ginny's even still alive.
So Harry's gonna be brave and he's gonna go on.
Oh,
And he gets to a door with two intertwined serpents, which is the
Ooh.
cover of my book.
Very
I have that.
nice.
I have that cover. And there was no need to pretend these snakes look alive, probably because they were staring at you.
yes.
Yep.
And let's see, they parted, and the door slid open into
Uh-oh.
a long, dim chamber.
And I'm not gonna flip the next page because we need a minute before we do that.
Yes.
So then the heir of Slytherin.
It's chapter
Yeah.
17.
Mhm.
Did we have any questions
I
for
think we
chapter
did.
16?
We got to the chamber. We said Lockhart was unhelpful.
Very.
No, I think we got everybody.
All right.
We're into the chamber, which is
Mhm.
terrifying.
Terrifying.
Oh my gosh. And Harry's listening to the chill silence. Could the basilisk be lurking in a shadowy corner behind a pillar? And where was Ginny?
We're assuming it's that silence where it's that sound you're kind of go.
The terrifying silence.
The
yeah.
silence where you wish you had eyes in the back of your head?
Right.
Or at least
And
some white
where-
noise.
Yeah, and the hair on your neck stands up straight?
So what does the chamber look like?
Let's see here. Tall stone pillars. More serpents, of course.
Mm-hmm. There's a greenish
Rose to
gloom.
support a
Greenish
ceiling
gloom,
lost in darkness, casting long black shadows through the odd greenish gloom that
Yeah, I'd
filled
be
the
scared
place.
too.
Oh boy.
And then the very last set of pillars had a statue as high as the chamber, an ancient face, monkey-like with a long beard that fell almost to his toes.
What is it with wizards and these beards, man?
I don't know.
And at the feet of the statue is a small figure with flaming red hair.
So we found Ginny.
Poor Jenny.
But at least she has, fluorescent orange hair
Yep.
so that he can find her.
Yep.
If she had, what is the stereotypical mousy brown hair in a lot of books? There's no way you're seeing that.
No.
But her face is white, and she is cold, and she won't wake up.
So she's not petrified.
No.
May I have
The
your attention, please? The library will be closing
there we
in 30
go.
minutes at 5 o'clock. All computers will automatically shut down in 15 minutes. Thank you.
and then Harry does something he shouldn't do. He flings his wand aside.
Never, never put your wand somewhere you can't reach it.
No.
In a dangerous situation, if you're a wizard.
No.
This has been a PSA.
Yes, absolutely. But you can understand because he's so worried about Ginny that he says, please don't be dead, please don't be dead. So of course that's his main thought. But it's like, no, don't let go of that wand.
It's like when you're watching a scary movie.
I know, and it's like,
And you're
don't,
like, don't
go
open the door.
Oh my gosh, yes.
At least it's not as bad as that commercial. Is it a Honda commercial where they run out of they're in the scary movie and they run and the car is there running. The car is already to go and they're like, let's go hide behind the wall with chainsaws. You're like,
Yeah.
No.
Oh, it's the Geico ad.
Yeah.
and you're like,
No.
But Jenny's not dead.
nope.
And how do we know that? Someone tells us.
Yes, someone who should.
There's
It
a
was-
soft voice that just says, she won't wake.
That's when
What?
you also start running.
Yes.
Oh, a tall black-haired boy was leaning against the nearest pillar, watching. He was strangely blurred around the edges, as though Harry were looking at him through a misted window. But there was no mistaking him. Tom Riddle?
Because he's already seen him in the memory.
Yes,
But that memory was from, what, 50 years ago?
yes.
There's no way that this person is standing there looking the same way they looked 50 years ago. What is going on?
And Harry's completely like, what? What do you mean she won't wake? She's still alive, said Riddle, but only just. And he's like going, now wait a minute. And Harry doesn't know if he's a ghost or what.
Mm-hmm.
And Riddle says he's a memory.
But he's not a ghost because he's picked up Harry's wand.
Oh,
He's
no.
holding Harry's wand.
The reason
That's
why
right.
we said don't put it to the side.
Oh,
Keep your wand.
yes.
And then Riddle won't give it back. And we've got to go. The basilisk is coming. Ginny's in trouble.
Oh, gosh.
Harry's got all the reasons, but
Oh, no.
Tom does not care.
No.
No.
He's actually
Mm-mm-mm.
starting to smile broadly.
Yes,
What
because
is
he
wrong
says,
with this person?
Harry's going, look, give me my wand. I might need it. And that's when Riddle is just smiling bigger and bigger.
And that's when you know, Harry, you did need it.
Oh.
So creepy. So creepy.
And then he says, I've waited a long time for this, Harry Potter, said Riddle. For the chance to see you and speak to you. Oh. And Harry is still just all hyped up about getting Ginny away and saying, I don't think you get it. We're in the Chamber of Secrets. We can talk later because he's still...
Because he thinks that Riddle's his friend or,
yes,
someone
or
who
at least some, yeah.
is a pleasant person. Because he's, because he won all those, he won that award for special services to the
That's
school.
right. That's right. Mm-mm.
We find out something about that diary, though.
Yep.
Yeah, don't touch it.
Yep. You never
Ron
touch
was right about it.
that.
Don't touch it.
No.
Don't touch it.
Ginny opened her heart and spilled all her secrets to an invisible stranger. Oh,
Well, you don't talk to
Ginny.
strangers about your personal life,
No.
unless you're paying them.
No. I'm like, no. Oh.
But she did. She didn't understand what was going on. She thought that this was a friend.
Yep. But instead, it took her over, and she has been the one opening the Chamber of Secrets for months. Strangling the
Yes.
roosters, writing the
Yes.
messages, and setting the serpent on everybody.
Opening the Chamber of Secrets.
And she did
No.
realize this and tried to get rid of the diary, and which is
Yep.
when Harry bumped into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So now we know who the Gryffindor was who went up into his room and found the diary.
Yep.
It was Ginny.
Yep. Mm-mm.
She was too deep in at that point.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-mm.
let's see. Harry asks, "Why did Riddle want? Why do you want to meet me? You have nothing to do with me."
That's right.
Harry, all the time. What's so special about me?
He says
Yeah.
that a lot.
Harry, come on, bud. There's a lot that's special about you.
And then let's see here. Harry, Ginny had told me all about you, your fascinating history, and I knew I must find out more about you. So I decided to show you my famous capture of Hagrid to gain your trust.
Mm-hmm.
Manipulative,
Yep.
for
Yep.
sure.
So Hagrid was framed.
Absolutely.
It was his word, Tom Riddle's word against Hagrid.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone believed Tom Riddle except for the Transfiguration teacher.
Which was who at the time?
Dumbledore.
Albus Dumbledore.
Yes.
So let's see. With Dumbledore watching, he couldn't open the chamber anymore.
Yep.
So he left a diary preserving his 16-year-old self in the pages.
Yep.
I wonder how he did that.
One doesn't want
don't
to know.
We don't
Probably
know.
safer not to know.
Definitely safer
Anyway.
not to know.
In theory, the diary was to finish the work of Salazar Slytherin, but it didn't work this time. And Riddle says, "Haven't I told you? It doesn't matter to me anymore. For months now, my only target has been you."
Well, he certainly got him.
Oh.
Harry walked right into his trap.
Yep.
And Tom wants to know, how did you escape the...
With
Well, how
nothing
does
but
he-
a scar,
Yeah.
while Lord Voldemort's powers were destroyed.
one of the greatest wizards, greats, maybe not good, but great.
There was an odd red gleam in his hungry eyes now. And Harry says, "How do you care how I escaped? Voldemort was after your time." "Voldemort," said Riddle softly, "is my past, present, and future. Harry Potter." So he pulls Harry's wand from his pocket and begins to trace it through the air, writing 3 shimmering words: Tom Marvolo Riddle. And then he waved the wand once, and the letters of his name rearranged themselves. "I am Lord Voldemort."
Plot twist.
See? Oh, it's like, oh no, 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 no. How would you feel if you were down there and suddenly you think, wait, what?
And now it's just Harry and Ginny, and Ginny's in trouble.
Oh,
And Harry doesn't have his
Riddle,
wand.
this Riddle dude who is Voldemort actually has his wand. And there's
Voldemort in his prime
and there's the
as a
basilisk.
teen.
And the basilisk is
It's still there
somewhere.
Where is that basilisk, by the way?
Well,
Oh,
the neat thing
no.
is each language the book has been translated into, they keep the switch.
Is it an
Right.
anagram?
Yeah,
Is
the
that what it is?
anagram. Yeah,
Right. Right.
every name that it's translated
that's
into will
right.
keep the
One
name of
language.
Voldemort.
One language, the middle name is Elvis, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, that's French, Portuguese, maybe French. I think it's in this book actually. It would tell me.
Anyway, but
Let's see. Blood of Salazar Slytherin through my mother's side. Abandoned the name of the Muggle father who abandoned me before I was even born.
That's the riddle part.
And Tom.
And Tom.
yeah.
Harry's brain shuts down.
Yes.
I don't blame him.
But
It's a lot.
after Riddle, Voldemort, says, "I had become the greatest sorcerer in the world," and Harry says, "You're not." "Not what?" snapped Riddle. "You're not the greatest sorcerer in the world," said Harry, breathing fast. "Sorry to disappoint you and all that, but the greatest wizard in the world is Albus Dumbledore. Everyone says so. Even when you were strong, you didn't dare try and take over at Hogwarts. Dumbledore saw through you when you were at school, and he still frightens you now, wherever you're hiding these days." The smile had gone from Riddle's face to be replaced by a very ugly look. "Dumbledore's been driven out of this castle by the mere memory of me," he hissed. "He's not as gone as you might think. Harry retorted. He was speaking at random, wanting to scare Riddle, wishing rather than believing it to be true. Riddle opened his mouth but froze. Music was coming from somewhere.
What kind of music?
It was eerie, spine-tingling, unearthly. It lifted the hair on Harry's scalp and made his heart feel as though it was swelling to twice its normal size. And suddenly, flames erupted at the top of the nearest pillar. A crimson bird the size of a swan had appeared, piping its weird music to the vaulted ceiling. A second later, the bird was flying straight at Harry. It dropped the ragged thing it was carrying at his feet and then landed on his shoulder.
Just imagine, like, something as big as a swan or a goose. They're about the same
Yes.
size, right?
Oh, and you and birds.
Oh, I'm terrified.
Oh, my gosh.
But, like, just imagine that sitting on your shoulder.
Oh, my goodness.
Nope. See, that would have scared me more than Tom Riddle.
And Harry knows who it was. He says, Fox. Yes, it's Fox. Oh, my gosh.
I was going to say, he was showing some real loyalty to Dumbledore there.
Mm-hmm.
And Fox bought the Sorting Hat for some odd
Yes.
reason.
Okay, well, Mary...
As everyone
maybe-
carries around an old hat sometimes.
Maybe
That's
Harry's ears were getting cold?
We don't know. Could be. Yep.
Either way, Riddle finds it hysterical. He laughs so hard the chamber rings, which is always scary.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Do you feel brave now, Harry? Do you feel safe? No,
Mm-mm-mm.
not really. But at least
Nope.
Harry thinks he's no longer alone. That's all that
Yeah.
matters.
At least
That's
he's
right.
got something
That's
there
right.
with him.
Yep.
Let's see. Riddle has a wand. Harry has Fox and the Sorting Hat.
Yep.
Yep.
So Harry decides to start talking.
Keep him talking.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Harry says that his common Muggle-born mother stopped you from killing me, which gave him the protection. And Riddle says that there's a strange likeness between them, both half-bloods, both orphaned, raised by Muggles, probably the only two parcel mouths to come to Hogwarts since Great Slytherin himself, even look somewhere alike. And then Riddle gets that creepy smile on again and says, let's match the powers of Lord Voldemort against Harry Potter. And
And
calls
he
the
calls
Basilisk.
the Basilisk. Oh, no.
Sad that I want to stay there, thank you.
Okay.
Something behind this eyeball. That's what he calls.
Oh, my gosh.
And Harry doesn't
now-
actually see it because he closes his eyes
He-
so fast.
Of course.
Right?
He's got to close his eyes because if you see those eyes, you will be dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You will die.
We spend a lot of time in the dark chamber, don't we?
A lot of time.
Is there a picture of
There
Oh my
is.
goodness.
Oh, there's some green.
Well,
a little bit of green down
little bit
there.
of green, yes.
Wait for it.
Oh, my
And Harry.
But Fox is attacking the basilisk in the eyes and
Go,
the blood.
Fox! See, I can be
spurting.
okay with
Yes.
that kind of bird. I'm cool with that.
Yes. Yes.
But Harry sticks that hat on. He just needs some help. He's just
Yep.
like, please, please help me. He's saying it out loud, and he sticks the
Mhm.
hat on.
And there's something hard in there.
That knocks him out.
I know.
It's gonna be that sword right there that he's wielding
Huge
against that
sword.
huge snake, the
Yep.
basilisk.
Silver sword with a handle with rubies the size of eggs.
That's.
I don't-
I don't think you can really.
Yeah, there's a ruby. Yes.
Let's see if I can get it close enough for you guys to see.
There's this huge ruby.
Maybe.
Oh my goodness.
Can you kind of see it?
Oops, sorry. So the basilisk lunges twice, I think, and on the third lunge, they connect.
Harry throws his whole weight on the sword into the roof of the basilisk's mouth.
Ow.
But one of the fangs gets him on the arm. And he starts fading away
Poor Harry. Is this the end of
Oh,
Harry Potter?
No. What's like, wait, what? And that's
It
when,
even made Fox sad.
yes, because Fox comes down and he gets these big, huge, pearly tears that run down and drop on to Harry's wound.
And Tom thinks, yep, I did it. I beat Harry Potter.
The
He's
bird's crying,
saying,
I'm
you,
just gonna stand
you
here and watch.
did,
Yep.
Harry Potter. Yep. Even Dumbledore's bird knows it. Do you see what he's doing, Potter? He's crying.
But that's kind of a good thing because Phoenix tears have healing powers.
Yes.
And Harry's feeling much better.
Yep.
And apparently Tom Riddle forgot that.
Good job, Tom.
Missed basic Muggle studies. Or magical creature studies.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
go.
Care of magical creatures.
Yep.
I had brain cells today. I
Yep.
promise.
Yep. So, suddenly the only thing Harry can think of doing, because now Riddle is pointing his wand at him.
Mm-hmm.
So he grabs one of the basilisk fangs and he stabs the diary.
Don't do that to my books.
No, but this was Tom
This is
Riddle's diary. This is not a
But you can
library
do that
book.
to this book.
Yeah.
This book's
You want to
fine.
do this to that book.
To the Tom Riddle's diary, if you find Tom Riddle's diary and it's weird, yeah,
Then you
can
have permission. If
to
you
stab it
find
with a basilisk fang.
if you find Tom Riddle's diary here in the library, I give you permission.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And what happens? He just
He's gone.
he's
gone.
gone.
And Ginny's awake.
Ginny wakes up. Oh my gosh.
And she tries to explain herself. She just can't though. There's just so much.
Oh.
To be fair, that would be an unusual day.
A
Walk
very
yourself
unusual
down
day.
to the chamber, write your own death message on the wall,
Yeah.
and
What's
then
the
wake up
last
and,
thing I bet she remembered of that day? Let's see.
and then wake up to your friend, although they're not
Right.
super close yet,
Yeah.
Yep.
sitting there covered in blood and dead basilisk and
Yeah.
Yep.
Or your
Yep.
big brother's best friend, who
Yep.
you're probably, super embarrassed around.
Yep. Yep.
It's been a bad day.
Yeah.
Poor Jenny. She's had a rough day. So they get
So
back to
they-
Ron and
yes.
Gilderoy.
Yep.
Mhm.
Fox leading the way. Probably means they can see as well.
Yep.
Yes.
We don't have a picture
No.
of Fox. do
No,
we?
we
Yeah, we
Oh,
do.
there we do. There's Fox. There he is.
There he is.
Yes.
That gorgeous bird.
Amazing. Amazing.
Get
Waiting
back to the
them
hole
out.
in the ground, the hole that Gilderoy blasted, and Ron has opened it enough for everyone to get out.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, but how are we going to get up there? And Fox is, he's just flying right there.
Hurry up, people, let's go. Come on.
So, come on, grab his tail feathers. They're
Oh.
very, very, very strong.
And
as
don't
well.
leave the sword behind either.
No.
Got a
Yeah.
beautiful
Yeah.
picture of that sword.
Absolutely.
And as they're getting everyone together, Harry asked how Gilderoy was. And apparently the memory charm completely backfired. No idea who he is. No idea why he's down in a weird hole.
Oh, my goodness.
Which I bet was fun for Ron. Hey, what are we doing here? I don't know. Hey, who are you? I don't know.
All right. So they're going, when they get back up to the top, when they fly up, they go to Professor McGonagall's office. And
Now, we
then
do
we get
have,
to the
Myrtle,
last chapter.
Yeah, we do have Myrtle telling Harry that if he had died, he could join her.
Oh, she was so sad. She was so sad that they lived through it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You could share my toilet
There you
Oh,
go.
Myrtle.
and blush is silver.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, Myrtle, how sweet.
Oh,
Poor
golly.
Myrtle. And then, yes, we walk to Dumbledore's office, and then the screaming begins.
No, it was McGonagall's office, and
Yes,
Professor Dumbledore was there. It was like,
They
wow!
were in McGonagall's
yay!
office because Jenny was a Gryffindor and Jenny's parents had come
Yes.
to talk with the head of house.
And, of course, we didn't know that Professor Dumbledore had come back to the school.
Right.
No. And Mrs. Weasley's going, you saved her! You saved her!
She's
Oh, my
overjoyed.
gosh! Oh, my gosh!
She's so happy to have her babies back.
So Harry tells the story of all that had happened.
And when he gets to the end, he's terrified of how to include Jenny in all this.
May I have your attention, please?
Oh.
The library will be closing in 10 minutes at 5 o'clock. Please bring
Okay.
your selections to the front desk.
Alrighty.
And Dumbledore just seems to have the answer. He just knows.
Yep.
How could... He doesn't understand how Lord Voldemort could have possessed Jenny in
Yes.
such a way.
Yeah.
When he's currently hiding in the forest of
Albania,
Albania.
I think it was.
Yeah,
Yes.
Albania.
Yep. So.
And Harry just plops down the diary.
Yep. And her dad is upset. Don't you know not to pay attention to anything, not to mess with anything if you can't tell where it's keeping its brain?
Yeah, this is the chapter for quotes. Never trust anything that can think for itself if
Yeah.
you can't see where it keeps its brain.
That's right.
Yep.
I think that applies to most things.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think so.
not just evil diaries.
No. No.
So Ginny goes to the hospital wing because she needs some hot chocolate.
Yep.
Hermione will be okay. We need to have a feast.
Yep.
Yep.
And right to Azkaban, we need our gamekeeper back.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, they get special works to school and 200 points each first.
Whoa.
Yes.
Well, they didn't need to be in that last Quidditch match.
No.
Nope.
They got the points on their own.
Yep.
And then Dumbledore asks Gilderoy why he's sitting there, just quietly sitting
Yeah.
there.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
And Ron explains to Dumbledore that, well, his one backfired.
Yep. And what was it that Dumbledore says?
Impaled upon your own sword, Gilderoy. Because he knew very well, I guess, what Lockhart was
He
like.
apparently,
Just makes you wonder.
he'd
I
apparently
know.
Why did you hire this man?
apparently that's what Dumbledore hoped would happen, that he would prove his incompetence, because apparently he knew, according to Pottermore, that he knew he had two friends whose memories had been wiped by Gilderoy. So
So you're just gonna sacrifice the students'
year of
education.
Well, when you don't find anyone else for the defense against the dark arts, I guess you
Use the
take
job to take down criminals. Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Vigilante Dumbledore. We
Yeah.
see you. But somebody walks in
Oh,
with some
golly.
luscious long hair.
Again. Well, first Harry asked what Dumbledore thinks about Riddle and Harry being similar.
Yeah.
Speak
yeah.
parcel tongue, same looking the same. And then Harry admits to somebody, I'm sure Dumbledore knew already, because Dumbledore knows everything, but that he should be in Slytherin. And he says, well, why are you in Gryffindor? Because I asked it to.
That makes all the difference.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we get the probably most quoted quote out of the
Quoted
Harry Potter
quote.
series.
Yes, but before we have that quote, Dumbledore says, unless I'm much mistaken, he transferred some of his own powers to you the night he gave you that scar. Not something he intended to do, but he maybe doesn't even realize it.
Mm-hmm.
And
So Harry's got powers, and also the thing that makes him different from Voldemort. What was it? What was the quote?
It is our choices that show what we truly are far more than our abilities.
That's right. You gotta pay attention to what people do, how
Yeah.
they use what
Right.
is given to them or what they achieve.
And if
Right.
Harry wants actual proof, he would have never pulled the sword out of the hat, because only a true Gryffindor can do that.
Right?
It's owned by Godric Gryffindor.
yes, yes.
And then the luscious hair person walks in.
Yep. Fury on his
And he's
face.
got something trailing behind him there.
Poor
You can
Dobby.
tell it's a house elf.
Yeah.
It's definitely Dobby.
Poor Dobby.
I know. Oh,
And then Harry finally sticks it together that Dobby is the Malfoy's house elf.
Which
It's
is
all the-
probably how he knew about all the terrible things
Yep.
that were going to
Yeah.
happen.
Yep. And fits the criteria. Old family, rich, check.
Mhm.
yep.
And Lucius is beside himself because Dumbledore's not supposed to be back because the governor suspended him.
But the governor's told Dumbledore, something very different. What was it they said?
Yes. He said it was something like being caught in a hailstorm of owls, to tell the truth. They'd heard that Arthur Weasley's daughter had been killed and wanted me back here at once. They seemed to think I was the best man for the job after all. Very strange tales they told me, too. Several of them seemed to think that you had threatened to curse their families if they didn't agree to suspend me in the first place.
Well, alrighty then.
So, Mr. Malfoy's a piece of work, right?
For sure, definitely acting
Wow.
not as a proper gentleman.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
And it was Lord Voldemort working through the diary. And Dumbledore admits it's a very clever plan. Because if Harry and his friend had not discovered the diary, why, Jenny Weasley would have taken all the blame. No one would have been able to prove she didn't act under her own free will.
That's
And
right.
imagine what would happen to the Weasleys if his own daughter was found attacking and killing Muggleborns.
Right. Right.
Lucius can't handle it. He leaves.
Yep.
And Harry.
But
an
meanwhile,
idea.
Dobby's giving him little signals.
Oh yeah, he is.
He's like,
Like it was.
you know.
That's how I know. It's the him. He's doing the thing. I'll tell it for Dobby.
I'm telling you. And Harry suddenly understands. And he asks Dumbledore back for the diary again. But can he have that back? And
Sure.
he quickly pulls off his shoe and gets that slimy sock off. from
Where
all
has
the-
Harry been for the past few hours? He has
In the
been
Chamber of Secrets with
under-
blood and slime and...
under the lake.
That's when you throw the sock away. You don't put it on top of a diary.
And yet he does.
does.
And he runs after Mr. Malfoy. And how is it he put it?
I think in the movie he says you forgot something. In the
Yeah.
book he says I've got something for you.
Oh.
And he forces the smelly sock into Lucius's hand.
And he rips the sock off the diary and throws it aside.
Put aside.
Guess who's aside and catching the sock?
It's Dobby! Yeah, he's gripping that sock like it's his lifesaver. It is.
Well, it is because if you give a house elf clothes, if his master gives him clothes,
He's free.
he's free! Yes! Yes.
Now we mustn't forget that Lucius does threaten Harry.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. You will meet
Oh,
the same
yes.
sticky end as your parents.
Mm-hmm.
Not cool, man. Not cool.
Nope.
And to a 12-year-old at that.
I
Honestly.
know.
Really
A
not
full-grown
cool.
adult.
No.
Right.
No. Yeah.
But enough of that. Go back to the feast.
Yes.
Harry goes back to the feast, and they're feasting. It's good stuff. And
Oh, yes. And Harry didn't know whether the best bet was Hermione running toward him screaming, "You solved it! You solved it!" Okay. Or Justin hurrying over from the Hufflepuff table to wring his hand and apologize endlessly for suspecting him. Or Hagrid turning up at 3:30. So that's 3:30 in the morning, folks. Woo!
they've been feasting for a while.
Just a little.
That's a lot of coffee.
Let's see. And then winning the house cup.
Yes.
And McGonagall saying all exams were canceled. And poor Hermione says
Yay!
no.
Hermione, who not only missed out on school because she was a cat for like
a while, and
6
then
weeks,
she
weeks.
became
and
petrified.
then she was petrified. She missed a lot of school, and
Yep.
she's upset.
Yep.
Okay.
And the final good announcement is Professor Lockhart will not be returning next year.
Nope.
Everybody's happy about that, except for maybe Hermione. She didn't know that he was,
Yeah. Yeah.
she had to be filled in later.
Exactly.
And then let's see.
So
Defense
then
against
they
Strasbourg?
go
Yep.
on the. They're leaving Hogwarts. They're
Yep.
on the train going back,
Yep.
and that's when Harry remembers something.
For your attention, please.
Oh.
The library is now closed and we are no longer taking out materials. Please
And-
exit the building.
And asks Ginny, "What was it?"
What is Percy doing?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So what was it?
She saw Percy kissing Penelope Clearwater.
Oh my gosh, Percy's got a girlfriend. Woohoo!
Which explains his behavior when Penelope
Yeah.
Clearwater was
That's
petrified.
right.
Yep.
That's right. That's
And
right.
why he didn't want to tell anybody what was going on when he
No.
got to the table.
Mm-hmm.
And Jenny, I don't know why she asked that. You're the young child. Maybe you would not know your any brothers well enough. But she asked the twins, "You won't tease him, will you?"
No.
She should know better.
She knows better. I feel like she
Yes.
says that
Just
She
to
as
have
says
a
it in
that
way,
writing.
in a
as a
way,
way
like-
to be like, yeah, go do the thing.
Exactly.
You guys aren't gonna tease him, are you?
You know, the wink, wink.
It's in writing. Percy can't yell at her now. I told
Yep.
him not to tease you.
There you go. There
She
you
was
go.
fighting for him.
Yep, as Fred and George look like their birthdays came early.
Oh yeah, I definitely would have done that for
Yes.
sure.
And then Harry gives Ron his telephone number, and because he tells him he's told Mr. Weasley, his dad, how to use a phone.
That'll go well.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
And Hermione she's determined that the Dursleys are going to feel that they're proud of Harry for doing all this. And
Yeah.
Harry says something unexpected.
And Harry says, "Proud? Are you crazy? All those times I could have died and didn't manage? They'll be furious." Oh boy, those Dursleys.
Yep. Well, at
All
least we know
right.
that he's got good family at Hogwarts.
Yes.
The ends.
Okay. That was the end of our Harry Potter and Chamber of Secrets. Hope you all enjoyed it.
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys.